Hi everyone! Today I want to talk about the vagus nerve and how important it is to adopt some practices that help to relax our parasympathetic nervous system, which is really what the vagus nerve has to do with. This is a really interesting nerve and it has a lot of impact on our entire body because it is one of the cranial nerves. It's the 10th cranial nerve, and it actually flows to every single major organ in our body. So it has a really important role to play in all of the functions of all of our organs. And one of the really interesting things that it does, it actually runs really close to our eardrum. And so because of its location there by the eardrum, it also is very affected by sound and by vibration. And not only is it the parasympathetic nervous system, which is what helps us to calm down after having stress, it's what helps us to not go into the fight or flight. The sympathetic system is for the fight or flight, and the parasympathetic system, nervous system, is the system that kicks in, that helps us to calm down, helps everything to become into more of a peaceful meditative state. So a few more things that the vagus nerve is also responsible for. It is responsible for the operation of the digestive tract, heart rate, respiration, taste sensations, also the mechanisms of the abdomen, heart, lung, and throat. And it also helps with movement of the neck muscles and enabling speech and swallowing. So the vagus nerve really does a whole lot of things. Also, the digestive tract part of it here, having the information being sent from the gut to the brain is a big part of the vagus nerve. Actually, scientists are now finding that about 80 to 90% of the neurons of the vagus nerve are actually sending information back to the brain. So there's actually more information being sent back to the brain than even the brain sending information to the different organs. So if you think about that, that really has a huge impact on your mental health and how you feel. It is gaining information from parts of your body to tell your brain how you're doing, how you're feeling. Also helps reduce inflammation by sending anti-inflammatory signals to other areas of the body. And of course, it assists with relaxation, deep breathing. It allows for mental and physical recovery following stress and fear. So some of the things that will help our vagus nerve to calm down is breathing. There's a lot of good deep breathing techniques, meditation, and also humming is one of those things. Because of it being so close to that eardrum, we are finding through science that there is a really huge impact on that nerve whenever we hum. So I just want to read something quickly here out of an article that I found. It says, the vibrations of sound tend to have a very significant impact on all the areas of the body reached by this important nerve, by resonating very close to it in the eardrums. In addition to that, the majority of cranial nerves are either directly or indirectly connected with the ear. This is one of the reasons why the use of sound therapy instruments such as tuning forks and Tibetan singing bowls can be so instantly calming and relaxing, helping the body to come back to the nourishing state that is the opposite of the fight or flight mode triggered by stress. In fact, long and sustained sounds tend to be soothing and relaxing, the parasympathetic response, whereas sharp and abrupt sounds tend to trigger alertness and alarm, the sympathetic response. So I think it's really important for us to understand that we have this incredible system that's working for us, and it only takes a couple little shifts in our mindset or in what we are practicing in order to bring incredible amounts of peace and relaxation within all of our organs. Just think about that. We have this nerve that gets very affected by sound, and it affects all of the organs of our body. And what is even more awesome to think about is that how sound operates. I have another video actually on this page that shows the experiments of Dr. Masato Emoto, and he was showing all the effects that sound and vibration and frequency has upon the molecular structure of water, which really is what you are. You are over 70% water. And so we are learning more and more and more how imperative it is that we get the right type of vibration and frequency flowing into our bodies. And in this day and age, unfortunately, we have a lot of the opposite. We have a lot of vibration and frequency that is not in alignment with what we are and in our bodies. And so what then is caused is disease and the breakdown of cells and dysfunction within our cells, within our body, within our minds, within our health, and everything just doesn't operate well when we don't have the right frequencies. So this is a new type of science really that has started to emerge onto more of the mainstream platforms here in the past 5 years, maybe even 10, but 5 really has started getting more recognition of this type of thinking. And for a long time we've been taught a certain way. We've been taught in a way that is more focused on chemical-based reactions within our bodies, and that really is what we primarily are. But we are now finding out that there is an unseen world that is within us that is greatly affected and actually is the main part of us that affects the rest of our matter. And so as we learn these practices, even though we can't see sound, we can't see frequency immediately, but have you ever looked at a speaker, especially like a bass, for the bass, and it has that woofer on there, and it shakes like this because that is the sound vibrating. That's what it looks like. Or maybe a cymatics machine that has sand on it, and when you put a certain frequency or sound within that, the sand will actually change shape, and it usually moves into a beautiful mandala looking shape, which is the core structure of everything. Sacred geometry, mandalas, it really is based in mathematics and geometry, and the harmony of those mathematical equations, the more harmonious it is, the more in alignment with nature. And I could go further and further into detail of the fractal effect that is within us, that's within our DNA and everything, but I won't go there. I actually want to do a very short practice to help stimulate our vagus nerve through humming and through breathing. So let's sit in a comfortable spot, and let's just do a little practice here to stimulate our vagus nerve. What we want to do is breathe in through the diaphragm very deeply, hold, and then as we exhale, we're going to do this for like 3 times, and then we're going to hum for 3 times when we exhale. But the first three times, let the entire breath go as long as possible. So in through your nose and out through your mouth like a donut. We're just going to let that breath go as long as possible. Okay, so in through your nose. All the way out. One more time. We relax every cell in our bodies. We allow all things to come into alignment with our natural self. This time, let's breathe in, and as we breathe out, we're going to hum together. or an ohm or some type of sound, I want you to really feel the sound as you are making it and really be conscious of what does it feel like. And if you need to shift the sound a little bit in order to bring it into a better feeling place, then do so. Because your body knows what frequency you need. And so it's important that we listen to our bodies and listen to the sound that we're making and adjust it if we need to. So as I let out a sound, I may do a little bit of overtones, which you might be able to hear. That to me feels the best for my system. And it's something that you can learn very easily. And I won't teach it here on this video, but maybe I'll make one here in on down the road. So let's breathe in deep, and then we're going to make a sound when we let it out. Times. 2 more times. Relax all the muscles in your body as you're doing this. One more. So you should be feeling pretty good. That is a very short, easy practice that you can do to stimulate your vagus nerve. And as you're doing it, I really encourage you, you can do this, 3 or 4 times throughout the day, and become aware of your body as you're doing it. Sit in a relaxed position, really feel the breath going throughout your whole body. Imagine your cells relaxing and coming into alignment really with the truth of who you are, which is peace and love. So I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.